Happy New Year, everyone. I hope 2026 has been treating you well so far. I know that I have had videos released already this year, but those were technically part of my Christmas series. I just didn't get them finished in time for Christmas. So this is actually my first official video of 2026, or the first one I'm filming anyway. If you saw any of those videos in the Christmas series, you might be familiar with the ferret situation. Yes, we have wild ferrets wandering around, or at the moment we only have my little girl. And in that video where the ferrets first appeared, I did ask for name suggestions. This is me going off on a tangent here. We'll get back to the video in a sec. But I did ask for name suggestions and all of you really delivered. So thank you for that. It was kind of funny. Quite a few of the names I saw were names I already had on my sort of pet name wish list, and even more of the names were ones that we have either previously or are currently using for our pets now. So yeah, thank you all for your name suggestions. In the end though, we have decided on, well, I have decided for my little girl, this is Tilly, aren't you? Silly Tilly. And her big brother, who is not actually here today, he's with my nephew, his name is Teddy. So we've got Tilly and Teddy. Because she hangs out in this room a lot, so she's probably going to be showing up in quite a few videos, aren't you? All right, but you're distracting me now. You're a bit of a distraction. How am I supposed to get anything done when you're around? Yeah, you can go now. Off you go. Go play with your toys. So yeah, so thank you for everyone who gave me some name suggestions. I have actually taken a couple of those that you suggested and put them on my, you know, the running list I keep of potential pet names. So thank you all for that. Back to the video itself now. So today I haven't actually done crochet in a little while. It's been a couple of weeks. We've been pretty busy. But I thought today, rather than... She's playing with her ball. Do you have to do that right now? You got so many other silent toys. Can't you play with those? As I was saying, rather than, you know, getting straight into the crochet today and just, you know, trying to come up with a project on the fly, what I thought I would do is take you guys through a process that I like to do at the start of every year. And that is sort of roughly sketch out my project plans for 2026, specifically for like this channel. Normally this is something I just do in my own time off cam, but I thought it might be a nice change of pace to do it with you guys. So to facilitate that, I've grabbed out my notebook and a pen, and I've also got out my memory blanket, because even though I did say I wasn't going to be working on a crochet project today, I would like something to do with my hands so they're not like just idling there while I'm talking with you guys. And I thought this was a good project to do that with, because, well, one, I need to get rid of this horrible Halloween yarn. If you saw, what was the video I did with this? I think it was when I made the Labubus. I ended up making one Labubu with this just pretty awful Halloween yarn I got from Spotlight. Didn't enjoy working with it, and the stuff I had left over, I thought I would just add it to my memory blanket. A choice I am now regretting, because it's just too big and bulky for the blanket. I didn't like it in the first place, so why would I want to keep it as a memory? Yeah, so I plan to frog all this and then just, you know, add different yarn. Really wasn't a wise choice doing this. But anyway, what's done is done. Now I'm going to undo it. Full disclosure here, this video is probably going to be all over the place. I'm a little bit disorganized at the moment. Like, I've been away for a bit, and then we've had like a big clean out, so there's mess and chaos everywhere. That's another reason why I sort of thought this more chatty video was a good idea. I don't have to worry about hunting through piles of stuff to find all the tools and equipment I'll need. So to kick us off, I think the first thing that I want to do at some point this year is more series. In the past, I've enjoyed doing series for like the Olympics, Christmas. I've done some for Easter, and I like to be able to have those videos come out over like consecutive days rather than spaced out over my, you know, usual Friday schedule. However, that just hasn't been feasible the last year in particular, just for time reasons and because of other stuff I have going on in my life. So that is definitely something that I would like to rectify this year. In particular, I would like to do a Halloween series and a proper Christmas series. I did technically do a Christmas series like last/this year, but again, it was spread out, and I would rather not do that. I'd like to have sort of an Advent thing where I did maybe a week or even the full 12 days straight. So let me just jot that down. With the Christmas series I'd like to attempt, I do have an idea for that. There is one that I've had in the back of my mind that I've wanted to do for the last 2 years. I just haven't been able to get around to it. So I have that idea locked in. I might have to start it in about June, not being hyperbolic. I mean that literally. If I want to get it finished in time for Christmas, I might have to start it in June. But for the Halloween series, I honestly don't have many ideas at this point. So if there's anything you would like to see, any ideas you have for a series, challenges you'd like me to attempt, just pop those down in the comments. I would very much appreciate the inspiration. And honestly, that goes for pretty much anything in this video. Yes, this video is me sort of like getting all my ideas out and down on paper. But if there is anything in particular you guys want to see, please let me know what that is, because, you know, I am more than happy to tailor like my videos to what you all want to see. I think the key like on YouTube here is to kind of strike the right balance. Like I want to do stuff that I would personally like to make, but I also want to do stuff that all of you would like to see. And to do that, I have to know what that is. So please let me know what that is down in the comments. There are like other holidays I could potentially make series around. Easter comes to mind, but you know, personally for us, Easter is basically just the give kids chocolate holiday. It doesn't really have any other significance to us or my family outside of that. So we don't really celebrate it all that much. So for me, doing an Easter series, even though I have done it in the past, it's not really appealing to me at this point. So I think I'm going to skip over that. But I don't know, what is in store for us in 2026 that I could potentially make a series about? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But moving on, the next projects that I want to like get done early this year, or as early as possible, is 2 that I've been working on for a while now, and that is my big like dragon project. I have been working on that sort of in between other projects, working on it on and off when I get the chance. I've got I grabbed a few of the like the bones. Can you see that? The bones that I've been working on, like so. So that is something I would like to get wrapped up, like hopefully within the first couple of months of 2026. I'm going to put like more time and energy into that than I have been previously. So far it's really just been the project that I've been like working on occasionally in the background. But yeah, this next few weeks I really want to bring it to the forefront and get it done, because not only do I need to do the skeleton portion, which is going to be the first video, I then need to do the entire background, which is going to be a whole bunch of greenery and undergrowth stuff, and that's going to take even longer. So if I want to get this project finished in its entirety in 2026, I really need to get a move on. So that's the first one. The second one is my freeform crochet project. Some of you may be familiar with it. It was the neon pink. Actually, it's right here. I can show you. It is the neon pink, orange, and yellow paired with the black. And I was just making random freeform pieces, but I'm going to put them together into what I hope will be a cohesive project. I hope that it works out. We'll just have to wait and see, both you and me. I have made a few additional freeform pieces from what you guys saw in the last update, but I just need to finish those off and then bring it together, hopefully seamlessly. But I'm not too confident about this one, but I want to try it anyway. It's a lot of fun. I just got to get it finished. So those are the 2 projects out of all my whip projects that I would like to get done soonest. And let me write that down. Okay, what's next? I've grabbed out a bunch of stuff because I have props to show you. What was that? Tilly, can you get it for me? I think that was just a bit of cardboard, old junk. Okay, so the next thing I want to do in 2026 is more clothing projects. That is making clothing from scratch. I have showed you guys the yarn I want to use before. I do believe in, I think it was my bucket list video, I might have shown off, there's red yarn and there was a a bluish denim kind of yarn that I want to use. I do have specific projects in mind for those. It's just a matter of, starting them. But before I actually start a new project, I do want to like finish off the whips. That is my goal. But outside of that, I do want to come back to some older clothing projects. In particular, I've got this one. There's this. This was made probably a couple of years ago at this point. It was supposed to be a vest. Didn't work out, so I tried to turn it into a jumper, but I kind of buggered up the sleeves. They're just like, they balloon out. They're way too big and baggy. So I need to rectify that because I don't want to get rid of this because I do actually really like the design that I came up with. It's really just a matter of fixing up the sleeves, and then I think I would, actually wear this thing. So that is one thing I want to do, but I also want to come back to this Yarn Lord jumper that I made. Like, I don't mind it, but the thing is, when I was working on the bulk of this, it just was not a good time in my life. It was around the time that my grandpa was in hospital and he then passed away. My cat got sick and I had to put her down, and there was a lot that happened around that time, and this was one of the projects that kind of suffered for it. In the mental state I was in, I was kind of just like, I just want to finish it. I lacked any sort of like care or motivation to get it done the way I'd originally planned to. I was just like, screw it. I want to get this over and done with. And that's not the best frame of mind to be making projects that you'll be proud of in. So I think this project deserves a do-over. So I would like to come back to it, change it up a bit and turn it into something that I'll wear. And then to continue on with the clothing trend. So I've got making from scratch, fixing old projects. And then there is whatever the hell this is going to be. So my sister and I found this. It's actually a jacket. This fluffy jacket at the op shop. It was actually in the discount bin at the op shop. So that sort of gives me the sense that nobody wanted this thing. Absolutely nobody. And we bought it, I think it was like $1 or something like that. But we originally got it for our nibblings. They have a costume box. We just grabbed it and put it in there because we thought they would like it when they play dress up. But the more I looked at it, the more I was convinced that I could do something with it. And I'm sure some of you are familiar with the Penny Lane cardigan. When I first saw this fluffy bullshit, that was my first thought. And so I'm kind of thinking, rather than giving it to my nibblings to ruin, I could maybe turn this into a Penny Lane cardigan using granny squares. So essentially the cardigan itself would serve as some sort of lining, and I could maybe make granny squares to fit and then sew the two pieces together. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I don't know how I would really go about this project, but I think it would be an interesting challenge to undertake. I'm confident enough in my granny square making skills. I'm not quite as confident in my sewing skills. So I might have to make a bunch of granny squares in the future to serve that purpose. But all that kind of sums up what I want to do with clothing in 2026. So let us jot that down on the list. Are these going to be safe from a ferret if I put them on the floor? Probably not, although I think she's taken herself off to sleep. Okay, the next thing may as well be the junk that I had underneath the clothes. First thing is to use up these kits. I know I've shown these off at least once or twice in the past. I need to figure out something to do with them because they've just been sitting in my drawers and it's getting to the stage where they're starting to annoy me. So I want to use them up. There is this one, but there's also the one, it's not quite a full kit. It's just got some pastel and variegated rainbow yarn in it, and it's got like a unicorn pillow pattern. I don't want to make the unicorn pillow pattern, so I'll have to figure out something to do with that. But yeah, it's one of those things, they're fine to sit on my shelf for a while, but I get to the stage where I'm like, you've overstayed your welcome. I need to get rid of you. So in 2026, hopefully early-ish 2026, I'll figure out some sort of challenge that I can do with these. I don't want to do a sort of a straight up review of the kits because I did purchase both of them from the op shop or the thrift shop. Under those circumstances, I don't think it's fair to review them as I would a kit that I purchased from, say, like a retail outlet. So that means I need to figure out something else to do with them. So you go over there. Let me write down kits. I'm not really getting much done on my blanket here. I knew that would happen. Admittedly, I do struggle with talking and doing stuff at the same time. Not very good at multitasking, apparently. But the next thing I would like to use up is my Christmas present. I really like these colors. They give me, honestly, they give me kind of summery vibes, which I mean, I have to get my summery vibes from somewhere this year. The bloody weather certainly isn't doing it. No, this isn't going to become another video where I complain about the weather. But oh, it shits me because apparently it is going to become another video where I complain about the weather. But normally, like summer, the hotter months are the best time of year for my chronic pain. And this spring and summer have been incredibly underwhelming. We've had very few warm, let alone hot days. We had to have the heater on Christmas Day. Or was it Boxing Day? It was either Christmas Day or Boxing Day. We had to have the heater on. And I know that might seem normal, average to all of you in the Northern Hemisphere. But here in the Southern Hemisphere, it's bloody weird. We're used to being like at the beach, in the pool, having 30 to 40 degree Christmas days, you know, where you're out in the sun. And this year we had the bloody heater on. Okay, I promise that'll be the last time I complain about the weather in this video. I can't say the same for future videos, but it'll be the last time in this one. So yeah, I want to use up these nice yarns. I don't know what I want to use them for because obviously I've got a limited amount of colors and I don't have any other yarn of like this particular type in my stash. I don't even know if they sell it individually at Spotlight. I think this just comes in a kit like this. So I do have to be particular about the project that I choose. But there's such pretty colors that I want to use them up in something, probably something that I would wear. So that way what I make can be kind of displayed. It won't be, you know, stuck on a shelf or hidden away in a drawer or something like that. So we'll write down Christmas present yarn. I think I'll remember what I mean by that. I'm excited about this next one. I'm really excited about this next one. Some of you might remember in that crochet bucket list video, which, you know, I might link that down in the description. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you can go and familiarize yourself if you want to. But in that video, I said one of the projects that I would really like to make is a crochet aquarium or fish tank. And I wanted to have an actual fish tank or a fish tank substitute to put my crochet pieces in, but I just didn't have anything. And like, I didn't want to go out and just waste money on a fish tank, even though you can get them cheap from like Facebook Marketplace and places like that. But I didn't want to do that because also space is an issue. I need somewhere to put, say, like a 2-foot tank as well. So that was kind of holding me back when it came to crocheting that project. But as I said, we've had a big clean out like the last few days, week, however long it's been since we got back. But it wasn't just like us here, like sort of my whole family did the same thing. And I was able to get my hands on this. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's actually an acrylic box that I think you're supposed to put like Lego in. It's all wrapped up in like plastic. It's never been used. I'm not going to get the whole thing out now, but yeah, there's like a base. There's sheets of acrylic. This is very noisy. Let me put it away and then I'll continue talking. Yeah, so when I first saw that in like the junk pile and I finally figured out what it was, I was like, I can use that. I immediately thought of my crochet fish tank and I was like, yeah, that could come in handy. I hope all the parts that I need are there to like put it together, but even if they aren't, like the acrylic sheets themselves are there, so perhaps I could like silicone them together. And it certainly saves me going out and having to buy a fish tank and having to find somewhere to put a big heavy fish tank. So now I have something that I can put in all my fish tank pieces when I get around to crocheting those, which I hope will be in 2026, but I make no promises. So I've put that down on my list, fish tank. And I think that is all the junk that I had here. Speaking of junk though, that reminds me, Another thing I want to get done this year is or at least start on my crochet junk journal. This is another project that I've brought up a few times before, and it is basically just taking junk, in particular using a lot of scrap yarn, and converting that into a junk journal. I'd like to have themed pages and essentially just make a junk journal, but the main focus is on crochet and maybe crochet junk. Though I suppose crochet junk is really just scrap yarn and maybe even like the scrap amigurumi pieces that I have, kicking around. If you can't tell, I don't really have too many solid plans for the junk journal. I just think it'd be a neat idea. So maybe in 2026 we can like really lock in and, do that. So let's write junk journal down. Something just came to me when I was talking about the clothes. What I should have mentioned as well was my customizing Hexi Cardi projects. If you've been following along with that series, you'll know that I have 2 left to go. There was the green Hexi Cardi, which I was struggling with a little bit, and the white Hexi Cardi. Over the break, I've sort of come up with ideas for both that I'm kind of happy about. So I'm going to get started on those soon-ish. With the green one, that might actually take me quite a bit longer than the white one if I implement the ideas that I thought of. So you might end up seeing the white version first, because that is, at least in theory, a lot simpler. So that video might get released first, but at least I have an idea that I'm happy with for the green one, because I was kind of struggling with it there for a bit. I had ideas originally, but then I just wasn't feeling it. Kind of lost my mojo there for a while, and I just wasn't motivated to really get it done. But, over the break, inspiration came to me and I figured out what I want to do with it. Now I just have to implement that and figure out a way to implement that and figure out how I want to go about it. And that actually kind of leads into the next thing I want to do in 2026, because it's sort of a crossover with that green Hexi Cardi, and that is to use the stitches that I tried for the first time back in, I'll just say in this video here. If you saw that video, you will know that I tried out some stitches that I never used before, and I did say then that I want to use them in future projects, and that is something that I would like to do at some point this year. But not only would I like to use those stitches that I learned, but I would also like to learn some more new stitches, because honestly that was just a bit of fun. I enjoyed learning new stitches. I liked thinking about how I would use them in projects. So we might do that, once or twice this year too. I don't want to do it too much because I know it might get a little bit boring just watching me try new stitches over and over again, but I think once or twice, that might just be the right amount. So let's jot that down on my list while I'm at it. Returning to the blanket actually reminds me of the next item on my list, and that is to make another corner to corner project. Again, I'm going to reference an older video, but at the end-ish of last year, I tried corner to corner crochet for the first time. I kind of buggered up a little bit, or a lot, as you'll know if you saw that video. But despite that, I actually really enjoyed the process of the corner to corner crochet, and I would like to start on another project or two that uses corner to corner crochet. Perhaps even return to the original vision I have of making a pillow. Because again, if you saw that video, you will know that was my original intent. I just went way overboard. It was absolutely my own fault. I made a stupid mistake, but honestly, I'm kind of glad I made it, because I really like the project that I ended up with. It's actually in my room. I use that blanket of a night time because it's so bloody cold in the summer now. No. I said I wasn't going to do it again. But yeah, I've been using the blanket, but it was originally supposed to be a large pillow, and I would actually like to make that project at some point. So yes, returning to the corner to corner crochet is something that I would like to do in 2026. Perhaps I could even do that soonish, because I don't know, I liked it. I liked the corner to corner crochet so much. I don't know why I found it so appealing. It was just double crochet, not anything I haven't done before. I don't know, it spoke to me. Maybe it was working in the diagonals rather than the horizontal. I don't know, but I don't think I have to examine it too closely. just the fact that I enjoyed it is enough, and I want to do it again. And actually, speaking of things that I need to do again, well, I don't need to do, but I want to do. I want to start on my 100-hour hippocampus. Perfect. Got it right. First draw. So far in like the series that I'm working on, I've done a 1-hour hippocampus and a 10-hour hippocampus. Though if I remember correctly, I kind of buggered up the 10-hour hippocampus, and this was technically like a 6 or 7-hour hippocampus, but we won't worry about that. But the next time challenge in that series that I want to tackle is the 100-hour version. And like obviously, as the name implies, it's going to take me a little while, at least 100 hours. So I think if I start on that soonest would be best, because then I can work on it over a significant period of time, and I don't have to like rush myself through it. So if I start now, maybe the video will be released in like March or April. Even that might be a little bit optimistic, but yes, I do want to make a start on that. So I'm going to jot down 1-hour hippocampus. There was something now. I thought I had. Yes, the thing I need is over there though. I'm actually going to grab it because this section might benefit from like the visuals a little bit. This is something else that I found while like having a big clean out. So back in the day, honestly, probably going back 3-ish, maybe even 4 years now, I did a little series called What the Hook. And essentially at the start of every month, I would rifle through a container of junk, like literally junk, and I would pick out 3 items, and then I would have to take those 3 items and use them as inspiration to create an amigurumi. And it just so happened that when I was going through like the drawers while we we're having our clean out, I came across just like the packet of junk that I used to use. And I thought it might be nice just to like revisit What the Hook, in just one single video. Oh, sorry, I'm just laughing at the kind of crap that I've kept in here. Yeah, it is literally junk. It is literally junk. But yeah, I thought that could be a cool throwback. I would pick out, 3 random pieces and then use those to design whatever like weird amigurumi I come up with. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in seeing like something like that. If you guys enjoy it, we could always turn it into a series. I don't think I'll be doing it once a month like I did back in the day, but I'm certainly open to, doing it a few times a year. So I'm going to pop you down there and write you down on my list. So we're going to do a What the Hook revisit. As predicted, I got absolutely nothing done on this memory blanket. I've managed to frog one side and a quarter of the second side. I really do struggle multitasking while I'm talking. But, honestly, I think the list is probably good for now. I've got plenty to like sink my teeth into to get started on, or in the case of some of the projects like the dragon skeleton, to finish off. If I was going to add like one more thing, I don't know if I'd make this a video or if this would just be like a personal project, but I do want to end up crocheting like some ferret supplies. I'd like to crochet a tunnel, maybe like a little hidey hole, some hammocks. I honestly don't know if that would be exciting enough to carry an entire video, but let me know your thoughts on that. Is that something you'd be interested in seeing? I mean, I could, to sweeten the deal, I could show off the ferrets a lot if you're interested in seeing that, but like there's a very high chance I'm going to be doing that in the videos where I can anyway. Tilly is still asleep, or I'd literally be doing that right now. But yeah, so ferret projects, definitely something that I would like to crochet this year, but may just be a personal project. I don't know. It's going to be up to you guys. But I think, how long have I been recording now? Oh, I've been sitting here yapping for almost 50 minutes. So that's probably going to do us for today. Before we wrap up though, we are going to do something that we haven't done in a while, but we will be returning to the... And today's feature creator on the hookup is KyanisKnuffels, and she says, "Hi, I'm a Dutch crocheter. I learned how to crochet in August of 2023 and fell in love with it. Now I crochet amigurumi and sell my creations at markets. I also crochet Pokemon." Somebody else who's caught the bug. There is no escape once you get started. But all joking aside, I hope your markets are going well. I know some people absolutely love taking their crochet to markets to sell, and they do really well at it too. It's not something that I've ever done personally. I don't think I'll ever do that, but I do actually enjoy watching, crochet market breakdowns on YouTube on occasion. But if you're interested in KyanisKnuffels links, they will be down in the description, and so will a link to the hookup form if you'd like to apply for yourself. Thank you all for watching this one. As I said earlier, this is kind of, I don't know if audience participation is the right word, but that's what I'm going to go with. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, videos you would like to see, please let me know what they are down in the comments, because I am happy to oblige when I can. And yeah, I hope we all have a fantastic 2026. I can't wait to really get back into the crochet. Haven't done very much of that recently, so I'm raring to go. So thank you all for watching again, and I will see you in the next one. I got literally nothing done on this blanket, but I'm going to sit here and finish frogging it just out of spite, because I hate this yarn and I want to get rid of it. If you're wondering what yarn I was going to add in place of it, I've got this yarn here. It's one of the ones that I took down from my... Don't fall off the stool. That I took down from my background. I like to have a little bit of a change at the start of every year, and this is this year's change. I kind of like it. It's a little bit more minimalist than the last one, but I do think by the end there, my background was getting just a little bit crowded. So for anything that you can't see in the background that was there last year, I still have it all. The crochet fantasy painting is there. The big green moss background is over there. So I've still got all that stuff. I haven't got rid of it. I just wanted to get it out of my background for a little while. Yeah, I'm actually going to shut up and go now, so I will see you in the next one.